it's JT. How are you today? Welcome. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's also Help Me JT time. And today we are going to be talking about how to figure out what to do next in your career. So it's interesting. We did a study here. We do it every year. We get over 1 million visitors per month to Work It Daily. These are sophisticated job seekers. These are informed professionals who are staying on top of the latest trends and information regarding their career. They want to feel empowered. And so we surveyed them this year and said, what percentage of you want to find a new opportunity or do something significant in your career? And it's, of course, it's a very, very high percentage. But what blew our minds was that 54% of these folks, more than half of them, said what is holding them back from going out and achieving that new career success and satisfaction that they desire was a lack of knowing what they want to do next. So it wasn't that they didn't have a game plan. It wasn't that they didn't have the connections. It wasn't that they didn't have the drive or the desire. It was they don't know what it looks like. They can't see the future. They can't have a vision for themselves. They don't know what it is that they want, and therefore they can't pursue it. But they know they're dissatisfied. They know they're not happy where they're at. So if this sounds like you, then congratulations, you've come to the right episode of Help Me JT, because that is what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, this is something that is near and dear to my heart. This is something that I personally am very familiar with. And if you have read my book and you go way back in time to when I started this company and this idea, it came from the fact that I was really troubled that we weren't taught this in school. We weren't taught a process for determining what we want to do in our career. And if you think about it, it's true. School teaches us everything except how to figure out what we want to do. We get all this knowledge and they keep telling you, you'll figure it out. So we go through grade school and high school and they tell you, go to college. And then you go to college and college says, well, just do the work and you'll figure it out. And then you get out into the working world, you have no idea what you want to do. Or even worse, maybe you chose a path based on limited knowledge and you got out there, got a degree, and realized this isn't the industry I want to be in. This isn't the field I want to be in. This happens all the time. And when it does, it creates a crisis of confidence. Now, what happens, unfortunately, is that most of the time, myself included, we're in so much pain. We want to figure it out. We just find a new job or a new career that looks interesting. It sounds better than what we have. And we move through this process, series of trial and error. We kind of fall into things, or we hear about something else, shiny object. We don't really pursue this process with intention and clarity and vision. And then suddenly you can wake up like me at 33 years old. I have a big grown-up girl job, right? I have 6-figure income. I'm managing a large division of a company. I have all these travel benefits and perks. I'm leading this large team. I have this career that everyone says, as a woman in particular, I should be really proud of and really happy with, and I'm not. I'm dissatisfied. I'm disconnected. I'm out of whack in my family life, my personal life. And so for me, there was this decision to make a big transformation, because I ended up having my first child and realizing in that aha moment that, oh my gosh, my kids are going to look at me and how I approach my career and assume that's the right way to do it. And I don't even like myself right now. So what kind of message is that? And that's what got me really passionate about this, saying, where did I go wrong? Where did I fall down? And it was through that I realized we're not learning this soon enough. We're not developing young people, developing their mindset and their thought process around this concept of aligning your passions, the things that you care about, the problems you care about solving, with your strengths. And that's really what this comes down to. So let's get right into this, because through my extensive research, through applying this to myself and then working with thousands of people, literally since 2001, I've been at this a long time, folks. I have learned that true career satisfaction, forget success, satisfaction, that's what you're going for, internal satisfaction, comes from when we're solving a problem, alleviating a pain, helping a passion, and it aligns with our skills and our abilities that we most love to leverage. That is the solution. If you go talk to anybody that says, I'm doing what I love, work doesn't feel like work, I could do this 12 hours a day, I'll do this the rest of my life. That person is solving a problem that's bigger than themselves. They're passionate about that, and they're doing it in a way that leverages their skill sets, their strengths. It's that simple. Don't believe me? Go interview 5 people that you admire that say those kinds of things and ask them some questions around that. I guarantee you that's what they're going to tell you, because it's the truth. I know it is for a fact. I live it. It's what I have now that I didn't have before. So how do you get there? That's where people go, great, JT, I need to find the problem I want to solve that I'm passionate about. I need my skills, but JT, I don't know what to do. Well, that's exactly why Work It Daily was designed. That's why you come to us and you work with us. So here's the first step in the process if you haven't done it already, and it's free and it's easy for anyone watching this to do. You take our Career Decoder quiz. Go over to workitdaily.com/quiz. workitdaily.com/quiz. This quiz we designed, and it helps you understand your persona in the workplace. What's a persona? So a persona is how you like to add value. Because let's face it, what do we tell you all the time? You're a business of one. You provide value to an employer and they pay you. So the services that you provide, the value that you bring is a persona. And there are 8 main personas in the workplace, 8 ways that people bring value to the workplace. Now, you're probably going to be a little bit of all of them, but our studies show, and this quiz will reveal to you, your top 3 ways that you deliver value. And these would be the top 3 personas that you showcase in the workplace. Now, what's nice about this is that it helps you identify. And I understand there's no perfect science here, but it at least gives you identity. And that's important because we know that in order to successfully brand ourselves and find the right opportunities, we need to know enough about ourselves, our value that we create, and brand that. That's what a persona does. So you need to look at that first. That's step 1. Everyone right here today can do that. Homework assignment. Takes you 2 minutes to do. It's free. workitdaily.com/quiz. Okay? The next step in the process is to start to identify those passions. Now, this is something that we take you through a lot more concretely and with detail inside our job search toolkit. So if you've never looked at our job search toolkit, today is the day. It's important that you look at that because the kit walks you through with videos and support mechanisms this whole process. But what I'm going to give you is sort of the overarching idea, which is to figure out the problems you love to solve, the passion that you have to look at products and services that you have an emotional connection to, that you feel a strong connection to, that you get a reaction when you think about them, a very positive reaction. And this might take you a little while because you have to sit down and say, from the moment I wake up till I go to bed, I need to put on my radar screen. I need to become more aware of myself and things that I agree with, things that I enjoy, things that make me proud, things that get me excited. You know, that's what you're looking for. You have to become hyper aware. You know, what products do you use to get ready in the morning? What things do you watch on TV? What are the hobbies and interests that you have? All of these things that you're drawn to, that you do to make yourself happy, to make yourself satisfied, right? There's the key word, are clues as to the bigger problem you want to solve, the bigger pain that you want to alleviate, the thing that you're passionate about. So we look at these products and services, and here's what I do. I'm an engineer by degree, so I like process. I want you to come up with 10. And don't get hung up on whether or not the companies that make these products or services are in your local area. It doesn't matter. That's not the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise is for you to get 10 products or services down on a piece of paper and tell yourself and explain to yourself why that product or service made the list. Now, how do you do that? You think back in your life and say, what experience, what life experience, personal or professional, what thing happened to me that educated me on the fact that this product and service is fantastic, is important, is necessary, is valuable. Why do I have an emotional connection to this? I'm connected to this product or service because of my own life experiences, which have trained me that this is needed, this is necessary, this is valuable. We have to get so much more cognizant of that. It's amazing how much we don't even think about that. I mean, why do we like what we like? Have you ever sat and pondered that and really thought about it? You like what you like because you've had experiences that have drawn you towards something or made you repel something. You like what you like based on things that have happened to you. And you have to study that. So now imagine doing that and coming up with 10 products or services that really made the list, and you were able to explain what in your personal or professional life taught you that that was a good product and why it's so great. What happens then is that there are patterns. Now, most of the time people can see the patterns. Sometimes they can't. This is when you really need to seek the help of a coach, not a friend, not a family member. They're not going to be looking at this in your best interest. I'm talking about somebody objective who can look at this and say, I see patterns. I see patterns. You like things that are quality made. You like things that are environmentally friendly. You like things that help children. You like things that make people feel good about themselves. There are patterns in the things that we like. It reveals itself to us. And those patterns of what we like tell you on a bigger level the things that you care about solving and supporting in the world. And that's important, because when you can start to see those patterns, now we can say, okay, what employers, what companies are in my backyard? And I already know I feel connected to them because I just did the homework. If they were to ask me, why would you be interested in working here? I have a great story to tell. I can tell them about, this thing in my life that happened when I was growing up that taught me that what they do is important. It is that connection that you create between yourself and the employer that is going to help you. Now, there's a final piece of this here, right? Because first of all, we figured out our strengths, our personas. Secondly, we figured out patterns of the kinds of things that we care about and the kinds of companies that we'd want to work for, right? But now we have to put those two things together and say, what would I do for them? So this is where you go to these companies' pages and say, all right, let's look at what they hire for. Let's look at the roles. Let's go over to LinkedIn and let's do a search of all their employees. You can go to their company page and it'll say, hey, there's 51 employees connected to this, and start looking at these employees and looking at their job titles and saying, what kinds of functions do people have there? And how do they tie to my personas? So, if I am somebody who's a researcher and a builder, because those are 2 personas out of the 8, and then I go over and see that this company that does something I really love needs project managers, it's kind of interesting, right? Now I can start to make the connection between, wow, this is the kind of company I want to work for, and this is the kind of value that I can bring to them. This is what the service that my business of one can provide to them. When you start to do this, everything clicks. Because here's the thing I need you to know. There is no one great calling in life out there for you. If you're waiting around for that moment where you're going to go, oh, this is what I was meant to be my entire life, not going to happen. There's lots of things that you could be that would bring you satisfaction. But they come from you finding yourself, knowing what you like, knowing what you want to work on, and knowing how you create value. And then we're going to ultimately narrow those opportunities in, because then all of a sudden you're going to look at particular companies and go, oh gosh, I would love to work there, and I'd love to do this for them. This is the value that I could bring there. And now all of a sudden you've got enthusiasm and excitement and a reason to talk to people there, a reason to network with them, and have meaningful conversations that just naturally and organically lead to, wow, you should talk to the hiring manager, or there's a position open, we don't have it posted yet, but you might be great for it. That is how all those people out there that you hear that are getting great jobs and always just seem to land in the right place, this is what they're doing. They're being intentional about their next career move. And I will tell you right now, that system works. It really, really works. So really important. Let me just kind of recap what I discussed here. Then I will check out and see if I've got any questions on this subject. If you are sitting out there, if you're one of the millions upon millions of people saying, I do want something better, I do want something different, but JT, I don't know what that looks like, then your first step is to take the Career Decoder quiz, because it's free, and figure out what your top 3 personas are, how you like to provide value to employers, right? Your little business of one. Second step, make a list. Figure out the products and services, top 10, that you really admire, and tell us why. List out what taught you that product and service was worthy of your admiration. Step 3, look for the patterns. What are the similarities amongst all these products and services in these companies? Step 4, go research them and figure out how your personas, your way that you create value, could then support these companies. That is the process you need to take. And when you do that enough times, you would develop a sense of focus. You will see where you want to go next. And then it's just a matter of execution. Job search is just a process of execution. The Job Search Toolkit teaches you exactly how to do that today. It does not involve you sitting on job boards for hours and filling out applications. That is a complete waste of your time. It's about a very strategic, proactive, customized approach that makes you feel good about yourself. And job search can be a lot of fun and very rewarding when you have this clarity. That's what it takes. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and see if this made sense to everyone. I'm going to go over here to our Facebook page, do a little check if I can get this thing to show up. Hopefully you are going to give me your questions. Let's see. All righty. So I'll hit all on these. Just getting the hang of this now that we stream live on Facebook. It's so fun. Let's see if I can look at all the comments. Give shout outs to Lindsay, Diana, Carlos, Mike, Jennifer, Quang, Jill, Richie, JC. Hey everyone. So glad that you're here hanging out with us today. Excellent. I see that my team has posted the complete job search toolkit for you. This is what I'm talking about today. If you've got questions, you let us know. Let's see. All right. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Tim. Excellent. So, looks like, oh, good. Carlos took the quiz. For those of you that took the quiz, feel free to post what you turned out to be. Let us know what your top 3 personas are. We always love to see that. That can be great. And remember, again, I'd like to tell people, this isn't, written in stone. I'm just saying that through this test, we found time and again that the way that you like to create value, the way that you prefer to work, usually reveals itself in these personas. And it's much easier to explain to people, hey, I'm a builder. I'm a researcher. I'm a super connector. I'm a warrior. I'm a visionary. I'm an optimizer. I'm an educator. These are ways that people can instantly start to think about how you execute without you having to go into a long discussion around it. That's why this tool is so incredibly valuable. All right. Excellent. Bonnie says the tough part for me is deducing what products and services are important to me, ways to break this down. So I think first of all, Bonnie, that can be an overwhelming thing. I think first of all, just start writing stuff down. Just, walk along. Oh, I love going to that restaurant. I love this brand of car. I eat this type of ice cream. I only eat this peanut butter. I love this type of jewelry. I, only buy from this department store. I love this type of clothing. I mean, just kind of start thinking about what you prefer, your preferences. It is amazing how much we don't do this. It feels foreign to you, Bonnie, and to everybody else because we don't do it. But very quickly, it does not take long. If you do this, if you really think about it for 2 days and say, I'm going to sit here and create this list, I prefer this over this, all of a sudden, you're changing your brain to think about, why do I choose? What is driving that choice? And that's when these things will start to come together for you. Now, here's another thing. Maybe you're in an existing industry. So let's say you're in marketing. Let's start to think about all the marketing products that you prefer, one over the other. Why is that? Or is there a product that you couldn't live without to do your job? Everybody think about their job today. Why is that? What makes you feel good about that? That will start to trigger it for you as well. So there's all these different ways you can do that. Very, very important. But you have to think about that at first and get your brain conditioned to be looking at these things. Why do I choose this over this? That will help you over time. Very, very important. It's probably one of the most important things that we can do is start to think about why we like what we like. I don't know if you all remember, and I'm kind of dating myself, Julia Roberts was in a movie called Runaway Bride. Do you remember that movie? And she keeps almost getting married and then runs away at the altar. And towards the end of the movie, she realizes that it's time to be her own person and figure out, for example, what type of eggs she really likes to eat and what she actually likes to do with her free time. And it's a very difficult process for her, but it allows her to become herself and know that she truly was in love and she had the right person. This is what I'm talking about. When you have true career satisfaction like I do, it comes from figuring out what you care about and what you like to do and how you like to do it. And when you do that, you let go. You stop trying to be other things. You stop worrying about what other people think. It just goes away because it doesn't matter anymore. You've just figured out what you like to do, how you like to create value in the world, how you like to say, gee, I had a great and productive day today. I feel good about myself. When you find that, you could care less what other people think. You just do it because it feels so good. And that's what career satisfaction is about. Because again, there's lots of people out there that are quote unquote successful, but not satisfied. So I don't even know why you call it success, but you know, that outward trapping of success. Whereas true satisfaction, it's a whole different game. And that's what you're going for, but you can't have that until you know who you are, what you care about, and why you care about it. That's the difference. And it was a struggle for me to be independent in my thought and say, but what do I care about? What's the thing that bugs me that I want to solve? And how can I do that with my skills and abilities? And it just came together, but it took time. But it's so worth it. That's the part I just can't stress enough to all of you. It is so incredibly worth it. All right, going to see if there's any other questions here. Looks like I'm good. Then I think I'm going to wrap it up for the day. So I hope this episode of Help Me JT was impactful. It's got you thinking. I hope you will follow the steps that I outlined today for you to start to figure out what you want to do next in your career. And again, I just want to close by saying that it starts with knowing who you are and starting to think about what you like and what you care about and how you like to create value. And I gave you a framework for that today. And I just can tell you that if you do this and you stick with it, you will get results. Now, that being said, there's no better place to do that than to be part of the Work It Daily family. So buying a course like the Complete Job Search Toolkit, getting the information and the structure and the process that you need to work it daily is vital. Getting coaching support. Our coaching platform is the best out there, and it is also the most affordable. We did that on purpose. $39 a month, and you are working instantly with your coach on an unlimited basis, right? On that phone, on that email. It's all virtual. It's all done by chat, right? But it allows you to ask those questions and vent those concerns privately in a way that can help you remove the roadblocks and really stay motivated and keep going. It's just like having accountability in your back pocket, right? And then, of course, there's the community. That's a new feature that we've added. Anybody that's part of our coaching program is also part of a private community where they can talk with one another. So please, not only check out our job search toolkit, right? Complete toolkit. Also check out our coaching platform, because that's where you can start to work with your peers who are equally focused on, high powering through this and getting the coaching support that they need. Okay. And if you're ready, you know where to find us. Otherwise, I hope you found today helpful. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next week on another episode of Help Me JT. Okay, everyone, take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.